Hey everyone! Welcome to this video. Today I'm gonna be doing epic drop test of these three Sony Xperia phones. Sony Xperia Z, Sony Xperia M2 and Sony Xperia M4 Aqua. Enjoy watching! So yeah, I wasn't filming on this channel good 3 years because surprisingly I don't know how is that possible, but I found the password to this account. So yeah, let's go to the problems which phones had. So yeah, Sony Xperia Z, as you can see, it has cracked screen and yeah, the touchscreen is all not responding. Sony Xperia M2 has broken power button. It does turn on to the charging animation, but yeah, it's stuck on the charging animation because it has broken bottom. And Sony Xperia M4 Aqua, of course, it has password. Yeah. And if you know Sony, each Sony phone doesn't have Android recovery. So yeah, this phone belongs to be a piece of junk. So yeah, it's perfect for a drop test. So before we gonna do the drop test, the slow-mo camera is the silver Samsung Galaxy S7. And we're gonna do drop test from 3 heights. So we're gonna do bottom side, top side, back side, front, from waist high, then from chest height up to head height. And without further talking, let's get on this show. Oh my god, I'm feeling someone is watching me. So let's get started on Sony Xperia Z. Bottom drop from waist high. 3, 2, 1. Wow! So this was the first drop, and as you can see, we have a scuff right there. Otherwise, nothing really much happened. And the phone is still working. Now, the Sony Xperia M2. Bottom side from waist high. 3, 2, 1. Wow. And finally, Sony Xperia M4 Aqua with password. Bottom side from waist high. 3, 2, 1. Crazy. Okay, so Sony Xperia M2, I don't see any new damage, and Sony Xperia M4 Aqua, it's still working. And I don't really see any scuffs. Maybe there's one minor scuff, but otherwise it's still working. Now let's go to the top side. Let's start with the Sony Xperia Z from waist high. 3, 2, 1. So that was hard impact, and as you can see, the phone survived. Now the Sony Xperia M2 top side from waist side, and this color, it looks almost brand new. This is actually for me kind of painful. But 3, 2, 1. Wow. And nothing happened. And finally, topside Sony Xperia M4 Aqua turn. 3, 2, 1. So that was topside from waist high, and nothing happened. Now we are going for the moment where it begins risky. So Sony Xperia Z backside from waist high, and Sony Xperia Z has back glass. And what's interesting, this phone has anti-shatterproof plastic coating. Will it survive? In 3, 2, 1. Smack in the back. Okay, so this was loud and the back survived and it still works. Now, Sony Xperia M2 backside, and I have to inform you, this phone has a plastic back. 3, 2, 1. Oh my god. Okay, this was loud. Let's see what happened. Of course, the back is plastic, so no damage. And finally, backside Sony Xperia M4 Aqua. 3, 2, 1. Okay, this was very loud. Let's see what happened. Nothing. And finally, face down from waist high. And this is actually the scary part of the drop test. First, Sony Xperia Z. It already has a small crack. Let's see if it's gonna survive. In 3, 2, 1. Oh my god. Now, Sony Xperia M2. Oh my god, this is painful. 3, 2, 1. And finally, Sony Xperia M4 Aqua. And I actually scared. 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, that was so clean. Moment of truth. Sony Xperia Z. No new damage. Oh, never mind. On the speaker, as you can see, the screen is more cracked and it's still working. The LCD did not affect Sony Xperia M2. Whoa, survived an M4 Aqua. Whoa, as you can see, those phones survived, but yeah, Sony Xperia Z has new damage, and yeah, that was actually very interesting. Okay, so since we end waist high drops, now it's time for the chest high drops. Okay, this is starting to getting scary. Okay, so I feel actually really stressed because I don't want to wake up neighbors, so yeah. First things, Sony Xperia Z, bottom side from waist high. 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, that was breakdance. Okay, that was very bouncy drop. As you can see, we have pretty visible scratches and I see it kinda cracked more, but it's still working. Now, this Sony Xperia M2, bottom side from chest high. 3, 2, 1. What was this breakdance? That was beautiful dance show. Let's see what happened. No cracks and I don't see any scuffs. And finally, Sony Xperia M4 Aqua, bottom side from chest side. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this was pretty hard impact, and as you can see, we have, of course, scuffs, and yeah, surprising it's not cracked. Now let's go to the top side from chest side. Yeah, I'm stressed. First up, Sony Xperia Z. 3, 2, 1. What was this drop? Okay, so that was crazy bouncing on the floor. As you can see, the phone, I think it did not crack anymore, and yeah, we have scuffs. Now it's time for the Sony Xperia and top side from chest height. 3, 2, 1. Okay, another hard drop. The screen did not crack and we have scuffs. And finally, Sony Xperia M4 Aqua, top from chest high in 3, 2, 1. Oh my god! Now that was hard drop test. So as you can see, the phone, yeah, it really wiggled about there. Yeah, it really bounced and surprisingly, it did not crack. Okay, so now let's go to the, once again, back side from chest high. Firstly, Sony Xperia Z. Oh my god, back glass. Yeah, this is kind of scary. 3, 2, 1. Oh my god! That was very hard drop. I see the front is even more cracked, delamination, and the back survived. Now let's go for the Sony Xperia M2 backside from chest high. I don't want loud noises. 3, 2, 1. Okay, bouncy. So what I can see, the back did not crack and front did not crack. And finally, for the backside chest height, Sony Xperia M4 Aqua in 3, 2, 1. That was very hard hit. Let's see what happened. Nothing happened, just that it bounced. And finally, the chest high front facing drop test. And I feel this is gonna be the moment where we're gonna say goodbye to screens. Okay, so let's start from the Sony Xperia Z. Oh my god, this phone is already cracked a lot, so yeah. Let's see what's gonna happen now. 3, 2, 1. Now, the Sony Xperia M2. This is gonna be painful. 3, 2, 1. And finally, Sony Xperia M4 Aqua, front-facing drop test from chest height in 3, 2, 1. Damn, that was so perfect! Okay, so let's see the moment of truth. Sony Xperia Z. I don't see any new cracks. Sony Xperia M2. Wow! And Sony Xperia M4 Aqua. Whoa! They all survived actually. The LCD is fine. And the LCD is also fine. And finally, we are gonna do head high drops. First up, Sony Xperia Z, head high, bottom side. Oh my god, this is gonna be so loud. 3, 2, 1. Oh my god. Okay, that was crazy bounce, and let's see what happened. Yeah, I see new cracks at the bottom and yeah, new gouges. Now, the Sony Xperia M2's turn. Bottom side from head high in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that was very hard drop, and as you can see, it survived. And finally, Sony Xperia M4 Aqua, bottom from head high in 3, 2, 1. So it showed us a pretty nice dent, and as you can see, the phone survived. Now we're gonna do the head high top side. Oh my god, so first up, let's drop and beaten up Sony Xperia Z, and I feel like the screen's gonna be more shattered. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that was brutal impact. Okay, so as you can see, the phone, yeah, I think it's starting to, yeah, we see really hard scuffs. I don't actually really see new cracks, but it's still working. Now, let's go for the top side Sony Xperia M2 from head high in 3, 2, 1. Oh my god! Let's see what happened. The screen did not crack, but yeah, we have nasty scuffs. And I see the frame cracked. And finally, Sony Xperia M4 Aqua, top drop from head high in 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, that was so crazy! Okay, that was very floppy drop. As you saw, the phone literally bounced to 1 feet, and as you can see, yeah, the screen surprisingly did not crack, but yeah, I think the phone is starting to bend, but I don't know. Now it's time for the very stressful drop, backside from head high, and I think there's gonna be no way the back's gonna survive. This is gonna be mega stressful. 3, 2, 1. That was so loud. And I think I hear crackling noises. Wow, the back did not crack, but the front, oh my god. The top is destroyed, delaminated, but it's still working. Now it's turn for the Sony Xperia M2, backside from head high in 3, 2, 1. Yo, that was not good. It turns out I dropped it on its face, not on the back. Let's see what happened. It survived. And finally, Sony Xperia M4 Aqua, backside from head high in 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Okay, so that was very hard drop, and as you can see, nothing happened. And finally, since we are in the last drop, face down from head high, this is gonna be hard to say, but since the Sony Xperia 2 already landed on its face, I'm gonna not drop this phone again. This phone's gonna leave the drop test fame. And now for the scariest part. First up, Sony Xperia Z. Oh my god, this is gonna probably be the end of the LCD in 3, 2, 1. And finally, Sony Xperia M4 Aqua, moment of truth in 3, 2, 1. Holy crap, that was so loud! And let's see the results. First up, Sony Xperia Z. Okay, so the top part is more shattered and it's still working, and I don't see that pixels and moment of truth, the Xperia M4 Aqua. Oh my god, I'm actually impressed. This phone did not even crack. So yeah, any longer, tell me in the comments which Sony survived the best. Otherwise, without further talking, I hope you like this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye!